If you struggle to tell a story in IELTS Speaking Part 2 because of tenses, this video is exactly what you need. Most IELTS Part 2 questions focus on past experiences, like describe a time when you bought something, describe a restaurant you visited, or describe a trip you went on. When you're describing something in the past, you're basically telling a story. And a story is never just one moment. It's a series of events that unfold at different times in the past. So, to make your story sound natural and clear, you need to use the right past tenses. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, how many past tenses do we actually have? Isn't there just one? No, it's not just one past tense. In the English language, we have 4 past tenses. But do not worry, I'm not going to give you a boring grammar lecture, because I know grammar is boring. I'll explain all 4 past tenses in a super simple way. Then I'll give you a short story that uses all of them, a story that you can memorize and use as a template whenever you're unsure about which tense to use. Let's break them down together and then watch how they are used in a story. I'll start with the basic ones first and then move to the more advanced tenses. So let's begin with the most essential tense for storytelling, which is the past simple. And this tense, you can call it the basic story tense. We use it when something started and finished in the past. Let's have a look at this example. I watched a movie last night. So we have an event, watching a movie. It happened in the past. It ended in the past. So it's simple. So past simple. Now, you might be telling me, Isa, but I'm not going to be using one event in my story when I want to speak in part 2. I know. When you want to tell more than one event, which how normal stories are structured, you can also use the past simple. Let me give you this example and then I'll explain it. I finished work, took a taxi to the mall, met my friend, and we had dinner together. So here we have a story that has 4 events, and each one of them used the past simple tense. And this is 100% correct, because each action happened one after the other. So the order between the events is very clear. That's the most important thing. The order of the events has to be clear for you to be able to use the past simple. You're telling a story step by step, so past simple works perfectly fine. Just think of this tense as the story's timeline. It works best when you're saying what happened first, second, third, and so on. However, if the timeline gets confusing and you get a lot of events in your story, do not worry. I will come back to that later in the video and I will make it simple, so pay attention. But going back to our past simple tense, if your story flows step by step, past simple is your best friend. Now, let's move and talk about the second most common past tense, which is the past continuous. This is the background music of your story. What does that mean? This tense helps you set the scene or describe what was happening in the background when another event happened. Think of it like the background music in a movie. When you watch a movie, the focus is not on the music, it's on the main event or the main action. However, the music there adds mood and atmosphere as things unfold. It's the same with the past continuous tense. You use it to describe what's going on while something else happened, the main event. An example, I was studying when the power went off. Studying in this case is the background, so we used the past tense. The power going off is the main event, so we used the past simple. So remember, past continuous sets the mood. It supports the story, but does not steal the spotlight. The spotlight, or the main event, always takes the past simple. That's why we often use both of them together. The past continuous and the past simple. The background and the main event. This helps the listener picture the full situation. Now let's talk about the more advanced tenses, and I will start with the past perfect. And this tense, I like to call it the past of the past. This tense is used to show that one action in the past happened before another action also in the past. That's why I call it the past of the past. The main event is in the past simple, that's the main event, and the earlier past event is the past perfect. An example, by the time we arrived at the cinema, the movie had already started. So here we have two events, arriving at the cinema and the movie starting. The main event is arriving at the cinema. That's why we use the past simple. But before we arrived at the cinema, the movie had already started. So the movie starting is the event that happened before arriving to the cinema. So it's the past of the past. That's why we use the past perfect. Now, you might remember that at the start of the video, I said that the past simple is fine when the order between the events is clear. So when you have a clear timeline, we use the past simple, no problem. But what if the order of the events is not so clear? Let me give you an example. When you say, when I left home, it rained. Now wait, what happened first? Did it rain before I left? Or did it rain after I left? Or did it rain while I was leaving? See what I mean? The order of the events is unclear. It's confusing. That's why using the past simple by itself in this case is wrong. We can fix that confusion by adding one word, like the word before. So we can say, before I left home, it rained. Now the timeline is very clear, and past simple in this case is more than enough, because you already used the word before, and you made the timeline very clear, and now we know that it rained first, and then you left home. Now here's a smart question many students might ask. If I can simply use words like before or after to show the order of the events and stick to past simple, then what's the point of learning the past perfect tense? Here's my answer. Linking words like before or after can definitely help you to make the timeline very clear. But if that's all you rely on, your grammar is going to be basic, and in the IELTS exam, this can hold you back. Why? Because in the IELTS exam, to score a 7.5 or above in speaking, the examiner wants to hear a range of tenses, not just simple tenses. They want to see that you can use complex grammar naturally, not just memorize linking words like before or after. You can say, when I left home, it had already rained. In this case, we did not really use before or after, but the meaning is 100% clear. Why? Because we used the past perfect for the event in the past that happened before the other event in the past. So we said, when I left home, it had rained. So the order is clear. The raining happened first, and then leaving home happened second. And here is one more thing. Instantly saying before this or after that breaks the rhythm of your story. It makes you sound repetitive and, to be honest, boring. But when you use the past perfect tense correctly, your story flows naturally, with ease and with emotion, like a real conversation. So what's the best option? I want you to use both. You can use linking words in some parts of your story and use past perfect in others. That way, you show the examiner that you can use a wide range of grammar structures and tenses, and you sound more fluent and natural. That's how native speakers tell stories, and that's how you stand out in the IELTS speaking test. Now, let's move to the most advanced past tense, which is the past perfect continuous. And this is the long past before the past. What do I mean by this? This tense is very close to the past perfect tense, but there is one minor difference. We use this tense when we want to emphasize how long something had been happening in the past before the other past event. So we have two events that happen in the past. The one that happened earlier, we agreed before that we give it the past perfect. But if we want to emphasize on the duration of this event, we make it take the past perfect continuous. Let's say that it was raining before you left home. So you could say, it had rained when I left home. So here we used the past perfect for the event of raining. This means raining happened before leaving home. But if you want to show that it had been raining for a period of time before you leave home, And this duration of time is important to the story. You should say, it had been raining for days when I left home, which made all the streets flooded. See the difference? When we use the past perfect, it shows that something happened before. But when you use the past perfect continuous, it shows how long it had been happening and why it matters, why it's important to the story. So adding emphasis on the duration of time in this case is adding meaning to our story because it made the streets flooded. So this makes your story more meaningful, detailed, and also a little bit dramatic. So let's quickly summarize the 4 tenses before we jump into our story. And by the way, we call these tenses the narrative tenses. When you narrate something, this means you're telling a story. That's why they call them the narrative tenses. Tense number 1, the past simple, the basic story tense. The second tense is the past continuous. This is the background music of your story. Tense number 3, the past perfect, which is the past of the past. Tense number 4, the past perfect continuous tense, which is the long past before the past. Now let's bring all these tenses together in a short story. Last summer, while I was studying, my friend called and asked if I wanted to go to the cinema. We agreed that he would pick me up from home, but he arrived late. Apparently, it had been raining since the morning, which caused heavy traffic. Anyway, long story short, by the time we arrived at the cinema, the movie had already started. Now, if you noticed, we used the past simple tense 7 times in this story, because as I told you earlier, this is the basic story tense, and 90% of your events in your story are going to take the past simple. We also use the past tense once, the past perfect once, and the past perfect continuous once. Keep this short story in your head. It will help you every time you need to build a story in IELTS Speaking Part 2. Now, I want you to comment and write your own short story using these tenses, even something simple like a trip, a surprise, or a school memory. That way, the tenses will stick in your mind forever. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and do not forget to subscribe to get more practical IELTS content like this. Until next time, see you.